Hi guys, welcome back to the Sicilian Revival. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two league games for you. We are at home against AC Milan and away against Sampdoria. Since you were last with us, we have continued our excellent start to the campaign, and this is a top spot challenge. This one against AC Milan. We currently are sat top of the league. We've had a fantastic number of matches. You were with us for the game against Barry, of course. We won 2-0 at home against Genoa following that one, a 1-0 win away against Reggiana, 0-0 at home against Lazio. We suffered our first defeat of the season, 3-1 away against Juventus, but then we won 3-1 away against AS Roma. So we're doing extremely well at the moment. And considering the quality of our squad, we are very much performing above expectations. Hopefully, our good form will continue today. I'm not expecting too much from us against AC Milan, if truth be told. But to be fair, 4 points from the last nine available in the games against Roma, Juventus, and Lazio, I think we've done extremely well. So going into these two games, I'm hopeful that we can do well against Sampdoria. But AC Milan, of course, will be a very tough challenge going forward. I thought we were actually ready for the fixture. We're not just yet, but we will get into it momentarily. Inter Milan winning 4-0 against Torino, Juventus 2-0 winners away against Napoli, which does see us drop down to second place at the moment. But, I mean, I don't understand where this form's come from. Yes, we performed a lot better with this formation at the end of last season, but we are really outperforming some teams at the moment. And the fact that we're getting results against some of the better sides, once again, the likes of Lazio was a good draw, really. And beating Roma 3-1 was a fantastic result as well. And we have rotated in certain positions from time to time as well. Valenzuela does want a little bit more first team football, but Rivera out on the left and Barr on the right today with Moroni up front. Higo comes back into central midfield. It's a first opportunity for him in that role again. Largely, he's been playing on that right hand side. Paul is still a bench man at the moment. He's not quite broken to the side as of yet. Robert's just struggling a little bit fitness wise. We have had quite a build up of games, and in the space of 7 days, we've played Juventus, Roma, and now AC Milan. So it's been a very tough set of fixtures to have congested. Looking at that AC Milan team, I think we'll do very well to get a result today. But I also thought that against Roma, and we went out there and got a very good result. Roma were by far the better team. We just took our chances, and hopefully we can do something similar today. Home form, well, we're top of the league. Home and away form has been exemplary so far, really. But obviously, from our point of view, home form is always going to be the key one, and hopefully we can go out there and just put in a good performance against the side who we know are going to be challenging for the title. Vasiluk just laying it back to Kalulu. Pitched up into Pena. Now Vasiluk again. I think last time we played AC Milan, they actually beat us by 4 goals to 0. And Pena's in. Nunziante made a good save, but Rafa Leao was at the far post, completely unmarked, and we concede after just 15 minutes here. And early stages would suggest it is going to go very much that way. They're dominating in the way of possession and dominating in the way of chances as well. We're going to demand more straight away because we've been very poor so far, as Moroni knocks in a free kick and Verratti was there at the far post. It has actually come down to him again. He's just struggling to make the turn, but Mamadou Bar picks it up and lays it back into him. Can he get a crossing? Lays it back to Ross. He's not one for crossing, really. Verratti is a centre back, of course. And now Bangora into Higo. And now Moroni. That's a vicious hit from Andrea Moroni. And it took him a while to get into the swing of things last season, but he has hit the ground running this year. It's his 8th goal already this season, and that is a very, very good finish. He's by far the best player in this squad, Barone, and we're constantly looking out over our shoulders. No one's been interested in trying to sign him as of yet, but if we get a big club coming in for him, it's going to be very difficult for us to stop them turning his head, unfortunately, because again, in terms of financial facilities and everything like that, we don't have the opportunity to compete against the big clubs at the moment. We're still cash strapped, but we are holding our own in terms of performances as Kalulu wins that header. Luckily, it goes over the crossbar and it remains one apiece as we approach half time. We have gotten back into the game a little bit anyway. Obviously, we're level at 1-all, but in terms of chance creation, we have created one or two opportunities. And at half time, we find ourselves level. And again, we'll just remind the lads that we can get a bit of revenge today, considering how much there's a difference in contrast from last season to this. Milan battered us 4-0, of course, as I mentioned last time we played them. But this shows how competitive we're being. In terms of the quality of our squad, we shouldn't be doing what we're doing at the moment. But we continue to perform above expectations. And defensively, for the most part, we look pretty strong. AC Milan, I mean, you can see they've absolutely spearheaded the game now. We are going to have to make some changes, unfortunately, and get some fresh legs on. Moroni is going to have to come off. We'll get Malakar on for a bit of game time. Valenzuela has come on that left-hand side. Musto, he's been sat on a yellow card for a little while. It's probably wise that we get him off. We'll get Roberts on in the central midfield with Paul as well. And that'll be our 5 changes. Just strengthen the energy in that midfield. And hopefully we can hold out for a point here. It would be a great result if we could. As Ross clears and Mamadou Bar picked it up, controlled the pass back really well to Kumbedi, and Bar picks it up again. And I was just going to offer a bit of encouragement, but we are on the attack here. And Valenzuela, coming down the left-hand side, tries to cut in. He finds Roberts. And now Paul. And the strike is over the crossbar. But again, very positive play. That little bit of energy that we brought on in midfield does seem to have helped matters a little bit. We've offered a bit of encouragement. And we go into added time. And this is another very good point as things stand. Verratti coming down this left-hand side. Chance to get it into the penalty area. It's poor. And Kalulu managing to clear with ease, but we do recycle it well. Vasic into Kumbedi, coming down this right-hand side now. Opportunity to get it into the penalty area. What a steal this would be if we could score here. Valenzuela's header, and it's just wide. Unfortunately, couldn't quite direct it, but that could have won us the match. And this is how close we're getting as well. That is a fantastic result once again. And again, we're holding our own against these top sides. And again, in relation to quality, in comparison, we don't really have it. But we continue our phenomenal start to the campaign, and we're competing for European places at the moment. Yes, will there be a fall off at some point this season? I very much expect it, but we'll certainly take the good times while they're rolling at the moment. That is for sure. Got a week to go before the game against Sampdoria, so bear with me. We'll come back for that one, and hopefully another good result will be incoming. Just the one defeat so far, of course, against Juventus, which, let's be honest, it's hardly a bad thing, is it? Fingers crossed we can continue, like I say. Sampdoria coming up in a moment. Okay, guys, here we go. We are away against Sampdoria, but first of all, let's have a little bit of a laugh, shall we? Um, my assistant manager is nothing if but ambitious, and Benny McCarthy has said when he was asked the question, "Who do you think will win the Serie A title?" He thinks AC Milan. My assistant manager thinks we will win the league this year. Um, I don't think so. I know we've had a great start, but there is no way we can compete with these top clubs. I know we are doing in the individual games at the moment, but on a long-term scale, I don't think we'll finish the season challenging for the title somehow. But let's be honest, he's nothing if not optimistic, and he's clearly set a target for himself. So we'll see what happens as the season goes on. But I did smirk when I saw that momentarily, I must admit. Going into this game, then, just the one change to the starting line. To the starting lineup, Higo remains in the side, but he moves out to that right hand side. Roberts comes in to central midfield again. He is fitter and ready to start. Other than that, the squad is pretty much unchanged. There is one or two players that do want a bit more game time, but at the moment, I'm finding it difficult to make too many changes to the squad just because of how well we're playing. We may rotate a little bit for the cup because at the moment, um, I feel that the cup is a little bit less important, but at the same time, if we have a cup run, who knows where that could lead to as well. So I'm a little bit and ahhing about how to go about it in the cup. It's a tough game in the cup anyway. We've got Reggiana, I think, away from home as well. But with the way this league form is at the moment, we've certainly got plenty to be ambitious about. And so far today, once again, we are dominating proceedings. This is our first highlight. Morone plays it to the edge of the area. Rivera was there, and it's a bit of a strange set piece. Unfortunately, Rivera's pass back to Morone didn't allow him to really get enough purchase on the cross, and it was comfortably claimed by the keeper, who delivers it forward, and quite poorly, if truth be told, as Ross finds Musto, and now Roberts into Rivera. Now Vasic just about keeps that in. It was a bit of a wayward pass from Rivera, to be honest. Roberts over the top. Rivera uses his pace well, gets into the penalty area, tries to square it, and Naumov with a brilliant hand on that one. Kumbedi looking for Higor, couldn't quite get onto it. That was a very good opportunity there, and Naumov did extremely well to get a hand to that. And it remains 0-0. But again, very positive play from our point of view. We're dominating proceedings at the moment. But while it's at 0-0, anything can happen, and Sampdoria will feel particularly happy following that first half performance that they're still level. Um, we'll tell the lads to keep up doing what they're doing, because it has been a very good first half performance. Sampdoria yet to have a shot at goal at all, and they've clearly come here with one thing in mind, and that is to try and get a point from us. And here is Higor, swings it into the far post. Rivera couldn't quite get there, and Sampdoria defending a little bit desperately at the moment, as Vasic plays it in to Bangora, and now Matthias Ross plays out wide to Kumbedi, who's got plenty of space to run into here, lays it inside, and Higor finds the gap. He gets brought down by Delurba, and that is going to be a penalty kick. I don't think Higor's particularly injured, but he stayed down here. It was a very cynical trip, by the looks of it, from Delurba. Penalty has been awarded. Can we find ourselves ahead here at the start of the second half? Matthias Ross, the centre-back, with the penalty, and it's saved by Naumov. He's had a very good game, Naumov, hasn't he? He's made some very important saves. Still plenty of time, though. Hopefully we can find a way to get ahead, as the ball goes in toward Ross at the far post, and Rapp manages to get onto it, and Higor brings him down, and it's a cheap free kick. Obviously, Higor might be a little bit amped up a bit after that foul previously. Um, the, we'll just have to keep an eye on him, really. Viti here into Delurba. Sampdoria trying to build a bit of pressure. They finally had an attempt at goal not long ago. Oh Young-yu doing well to get onto that. Ravaglioli, of course, one of our fan favourites. Roberts with a good tackle. He's on a yellow card, though. He has got to be careful. And Ravaglioli coming down this left-hand side now. Inside to Bruno, who strikes it well and scores. Bruno Onyemaichi with the finish, and very much against the run of play. We're going to demand more from the team, and we are going to make one or two changes as well. Higor is going to come off for Mamadou Ba, get a little bit more attacking in that role, and we'll get Vlad Paul on as well as an attacking central midfielder, I think, and just push him forward as well. We'll leave it as the two changes for now. We've just lacked a little bit of that. We're not quite as aggressive in our play today, it would seem. We've played well, but again, Naumov, the goalkeeper for Sampdoria, has had a phenomenal game today. He continuously gets in the way, which is quite an annoyance, it must be said, as Matthias Ross does really well to win that header, but unfortunately doesn't find a teammate. And now Bruno coming down this left-hand side once again. Mamadou Ba putting him under pressure, didn't put a challenge in though, and Delurba lays it back to Viti. And now Bruno again. And again, we don't deserve to be behind in this game, but while we are, of course, there is certainly going to be a bit of pressure on here, as Moise Vlad Paul just lays it off to Morone. It's fallen here for Mamadou Ba, who goes into the penalty area, and it's another save from Naumov. He is having a phenomenal game in goal today. And Morone here with the resulting corner, swings it into the near post. Ross couldn't win the header. The chance does continue, though. Rivera trying to get it into the penalty area. Mamadou Ba's at the far post, again cleared away. Kumbedi picks it up. Nothing comes of it. We're completely dominant today. And again, to be fair, though, we have done it to teams ourselves, so it's probably about time that there's something like this goes against us, if truth be told. But it's incredibly frustrating considering how well we're playing. Vasic here into Rivera. Now Verratti, just holding on to it. He's got a bit of space to run into if he wanted to. Plays it into Vasic again. Now Rivera down the left-hand side. Chance to get the ball into the penalty area maybe here. He's been forced toward the corner flag, unfortunately, but it's come here for Moise Vlad Paul into Mamadou Ba. There's Vlad Paul. There is his first goal for the club. We finally get that deserved equaliser. And having that central midfielder on the attacking mentality does seem to have helped. Vlad Paul getting himself into the penalty area. Granted, it fell for him quite fortuitously as Mamadou Bar's strike hit the defender, but finally we have beaten Naumov in the Sampdoria goal and we find ourselves level. Incidentally, Sampdoria have had a lot more attempts at goal in this second half and they've actually had more shots on target than we have now. I'm going to drop a bit of encouragement to the lads and hopefully we can find a way to get in front. But Sampdoria, the team, looking to try and push forward here with Vitti. Into Ravaglioli, now Hamash. Coming down this left-hand side. I mean, fair play to Sampdoria. They've stuck in there all game. And now Calon. Pushing forward. Delurba looking over the top again for Hamash. And it's fallen here for Cadamarteri. And I think he may have been offside. I'm hoping he was offside. It looked like he was, but we'll soon find out, I'm sure. I'm hoping he was offside. And he was. So we get away with one a little there. And we are going to have to make a couple of changes as well. Simone Musto is going to come off. Again, he's struggling a little bit fitness-wise. We'll get Coliseca on as well, just because he's a danger from those set pieces. And Valenzuela can come on as well on that left-hand side. Rivera's not had the best of games, to be fair. Moroni's had a poor game up front today as well. I mean, a point is still a good result, don't get me wrong. At least we're not going to get beat, in theory. Going into 6 minutes of added time, we're going to demand a little bit more just for these last couple of minutes. And in the end, it's been a much more even game than the first half would have suggested. And we've done well to come away with a draw. Bit disappointed in that, obviously, they are bottom of the table. And we should have won the game. Obviously, Matthias Ross missing a penalty, which didn't particularly help matters. Last I checked, he is our best penalty taker. I will have to double check that again, though, to be fair, and see if we can replace him as the penalty taker, because it's not ideal to have your centre back as one of your main goal scoring threats from a penalty spot, is it? In terms of teams that are in and around us, we're 6 points clear of Atalanta. Yes, we played a game extra. It's very, very tight up there at the moment. We're not in for a title chance anyway, but the longer we stay up there, the more we can hope. No one thought Leicester would win the Premier League, but they just kept going and going and going. And who knows, we might be able to do something similar. But again, in terms of our form, we're looking pretty good. Still the one defeat this season. And we'll go into the next episode against Udinese and Reggiana in the Cup second round. So we've got 4 tough games to go. Inter Milan and Brianza, obviously right up there with us at the moment. If we can get results against Sassuolo and Torino before those 2 games, it would see us quite well. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.